St Wilfred's Hero has taken second, and Flying Pursuit made late progress to finish in the video third. We'll be returning to Ripon in due course for the 4:10. Prior to that, next port of call will be the Chester 355 Novice Stakes event, field of 12 to post. Tornado Queen is heading up the market at 7 to 4 for Richard Fine. Paul Hannigan made opening debut at Catterick before finishing third under the penalty at Chelmsford. It's in 15 to 8 for James Park Woods in the first time blinkers this afternoon. Rather frustrating type, but he's got plenty of ability with an official mark of 74. 11 to 2 then for Society Guest, and 6 to 1 for Billington Boy. 9 to 1 Corrida de Toros, and 22 to 1 and Bigger the Rest. Rejoin us for live commentary for the 355 coming up next at Chester. Ripon 335, first number 8 Diamond Dougal 12 to 1, second number 2 Gunmetal 9 to 2, third number 7 Flying Pursuit 3 to 1 favourites, all 9 ran. Fourth race of the afternoon at Ripon was today's feature, was a Class 2 sprint handicap. 6 furlongs was the trip. One of the outsiders prevailing. The Mick Shannon trained Diamond Dougal had been out of sorts of late, but the fitting of a visor for the first time has sparked the 4-year-old Gelson of Zebedee back into life, and as Kieran Neal struck the front of the furlong marker, prevailing fairly cosily in the end at the price of 12 to 1. Gunmetal, last year's Great St Wilfred's Hero, has taken second, and Flying Pursuit made late progress to finish in the video third. We'll be returning to Ripon in due course for the 4:10. Prior to that, next port of call will be the Chester 355 Novice Stakes event, field of 12 to post. Tornado Queen is heading up the market at 7 to 4 for Richard Fine. Paul Hannigan made opening debut at Catterick before finishing third under the penalty at Chelmsford. It's in 15 to 8 for James Park Woods in the first time blinkers this afternoon. Rather frustrating type, but he's got plenty of ability with an official mark of 74. 11 to 2 then for Society Guest, and 6 to 1 for Billington Boy. 9 to 1 Corrida de Toros, and 22 to 1 and Bigger the Rest. Rejoin us for live commentary for the 355 coming up next at Chester. Ripon 335, first number 8 Diamond Dougal 12 to 1, second number 2 Gunmetal 9 to 2, third number 7 Flying Pursuit 3 to 1 favourites, all 9 ran. Fourth race of the afternoon at Ripon was today's feature, was a Class 2 sprint handicap. 6 furlongs was the trip. One of the outsiders prevailing. The Mick Shannon trained Diamond Dougal had been out of sorts of late, but the fitting of a visor for the first time has sparked the 4-year-old Gelson of Zebedee back into life, and as Kieran Neal struck the front of the furlong marker, prevailing fairly cosily in the end at the price of 12 to 1. And welcome back then as we go live to Chester. We're also down to start then for race number 5 of the card, the 355. It's a Class 4 handicap, so we'll extend it to 7 furlongs. And we go with that numbers 9, Mr. Carpenter, and 10, Celerity. Let's take a check on the latest betting as they assemble down at the start. And on the latest show, James Park Woods and Tornado Queen are jointly heading up the market at the price of 2 to 1. And the Rafe Beckett trained James Park Woods, a little bit more exposed than some of these, but he's got an official rating of 74. If he runs up to that mark, then surely he's going to go very close here, particularly with the first-time headgear. If that ekes out a little bit further improvements, he has proved a little bit frustrating, having gone close on a number of occasions, beaten favourites in 3 of his last 5 outings, so he has been a little bit expensive to follow, but could day be his day? And he's joined Tornado Queen at the top of the market here, that pair trading at 2 to 1. Tornado Queen, in contrast to James Park Woods' lightly campaigned, having adjusted 2 previous starts, successful in debut in fact at Catterick and Novice Company, scoring by 3 1/4 lengths on that particular occasion. That was a decent effort, and ran well under the penalty at Chelmsford over the 1 mile trip on that particular occasion, and has a little bit more improvement to come, you'd imagine, having just the 2 previous starts. A Society Guest for trainer Mick Shannon and Franny Norton is next best the ring at 7 to 2, but with an official rating of 66. There's a little bit to find, particularly with James Park Woods on these weight terms. It's then 7 to 1 for Billington Bay, 12 to 1 and upwards bar those, so could Tornado Queen notch a second career victory, or will James Park Woods finally shed the maiden tag? Tornado Queen, of course, under the penalty, has to concede weight to the gelding James Park Woods. She could well be up to the task, though, having had just the 2 previous attempts. So runners are steadily moving in. Society Guest just about to go forward here in the hands of Franny Norton for trying to make Shannon, looking for an across the card double, having saddled Diamond Dougal to take the feature on the card at Ripon 15 minutes or so ago.
Now in play.
So down to the last 2 or 3. Corrido de Toros just moving in. Shane Gray looking for his second winner. Will complete the line. Let's rejoin Stuart Machin.
They're off, jumping out over 7.5 furlongs in the centre. Andy's Armies in the blue and yellow was up in the air, leaving the stalls. Not What I Am, slowest to get away last, pushed along in the blue and white, and the grey, Just Heather, is 2 back from the rear. And as they go up the viaduct side of the track, it's Tornado Queen in the black and orange who leads at a strong early pace. To Society Guest with a blue cap into second, and Love at First Light in a black and orange jacket racing out wide. Hilborough Lake with the maroon cap is down on the inside, with James Parks Woods in a green and a white jacket just behind the leading line at the end of almost 3 furlongs. Bullington Boy in the red noseband midfield ahead of Prince Consort in the pale blue, and then Isabella Ruby out deep to Corrida de Toros in a red jacket. Andy's Armies in the blue and yellow well back, but a little trapped on heels at this stage. Just Heather the Grey is being pushed along, and there's a very long break to Not What I Am, who'd be 30 lengths behind the main cluster. They've gone past halfway. They're inside the 3. Tornado Queen against the fence to Society Guest close up in second. James Park Woods around the out of the green cap making his challenge, and they're 3 abreast now as they come inside the last quarter mile, and the leading trio have kicked away from Bullington Boy and Prince Consort in the pale blue, and it's James Park Woods out in the centre who's moved through to lead here to Tornado Queen and Society Guest. Prince Consort has moved into 4th, and then Bullington Boy, but the bird has surely flown. James Park Woods would be 8 lengths clear with a half furlong to cover. You can name the distance. Bullington Boy and Prince Consort fight it out for places with Society Guest, but James Park Woods has absolutely bolted up.